All right, we are live. Hello, everyone in the chat. I see people are already here. Thank you for being here, guys. I'm going to try to pay attention to the chat so I could respond to you guys. Guys, I'm done with your excuses. I keep hearing excuses for so many people telling me why they're not getting started, why this is not going to work out for them, why they're not using this powerful new all these powerful new tools that is going to open doors for you in all areas of your life, especially when it comes to wealth generation. Within modern technology, with all the software and all the AI tools that are now being released, everything has become so much easier. It's easier to do nothing and waste time, but it's also easier, so much easier to accomplish so much. When it comes to finding ways to start a side hustle and also eventually turn your side hustle into your main hustle and make income in so many different ways, whether selling a product, working for a company, starting a location based business, starting a service based business. Every the reason I keep hearing excuses in the chat and in the comment section for why this does not apply to you, why this is not going to work out for you, why you're different, why yes, it might work for some other people, but not for me. And one of the main ones I hear is that, hey, nobody knows me. Who's going to buy stuff from me? Who's going to listen to me? Who's going to watch my content? I'm here today to address that one excuse to show you that that one point that many of you think is your weakness is actually a strength. Being small, not being known, not having a huge audience could actually give you a leverage that others who are more established, who have a higher amount of following, who have been doing this for a while and have grown, you have an advantage, that multiple advantages that they don't have. I want to tell you this so that you stop. I mean, if you want to not do the work, just say it. Just say it. I don't want to do the work. This is not something I want to do. This is not one of my goals. Getting wealthier is not one of my goals. Getting healthier is not one of my goals. Getting all of these goals that we are talking about on this channel, just say it's not my goal. But if it is your goal and you have convinced yourself that you are not going to be able to achieve it, I have decimated all your excuses one by one. And today we're going with I'm too small, nobody knows me, I have small following or zero following. Who would even know that I exist to come pay me for anything? That's what we're going to address. I see Jackie's here. Tree of Knowledge is here. Oh, thank you. Tree of Knowledge saying, this live show is the only regular part of my evening that I look forward to throughout the day. And no matter where I am, I make sure to attend it. Well, thank you, Tree of Knowledge. Thank you. That's very sweet. I appreciate you saying that. Oh, so life practitioner saying, I'm 37 and I've not been able to put anything together. It sucks. Well, this channel is for you then. Hey, life practitioner, like, I don't know what your situation is, but maybe shoot me an email then. Okay, let me here. Let me shoot me an email. Tell me what your situation is, because that's you are the exactly the type of people that I'm trying to help. Okay, so email me. Tell me what you're trying to achieve, where you are at right now. This is you are my audience. You are the person that I'm trying to help. So please, like, email me. Let me tell me what your situation is. Okay, like, let me tell you, is armin.navabi@gmail.com. Okay, are you still here? I hope you see this. Let me know in the chat if you saw this, because I really do want to help you. Okay, so okay, great, you are here saying okay, I will email you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, maybe, yeah, let me know what your situation is. Explain it to me in your email. Maybe I'll jump on a call with you. right? Life practitioner, for you, I will do it for free. Okay, I will do it for free. Maybe we could talk. Just tell me in your email what are the barriers, what you're trying to achieve, where you want, what have you tried before. So we'll fix this. We'll talk. Okay. So let's continue regarding the people who have no following, zero or very small following, and why that you could use that as leverage, actually. Why you could actually win with that. Why that is not a weakness, that is a superpower. That's a superpower. You heard me right? Right. So let me tell you what's happening right now. With We went from the age of the internet to the age of social media, and now we're entering into the age of AI. And as we keep going through this path, this is what's happening, right? As computer, the internet, social media, different softwares, and now AI is making a lot of work automatic and a lot of other work easier. What we're noticing is that especially when it comes to the service industry, the thing that is the asset that is becoming more and more valuable is the personal touch, is the personal connection, is the familiarity with that person who you're dealing with, is the connections that we're making, right? Those are the assets, because everything else is going to be automated, more and more automated. The only thing that will not be able to get automated for a very long time is the connection with the human on the other side, that you will not be able to make with AI because of lack of shared experiences, lack of empathy, lack of qualia. That is not going to be able to get automated. And companies value this. The people who could make those personal connections is the most important assets that companies has, especially in the service industry. I mean, in other industries as well, right? But you have that. You are a person, and you as a person can make personal connection. Let me actually explain so that you could makes more sense to you, right? Imagine you want to start offering a service or a software or a business or consulting, whatever. But you compare yourself to somebody, a company, or somebody that is way ahead of you, so much bigger. Here's a disadvantage that person has, which is actually something that they love having it as a disadvantage, but it gives you an opening, right? That the other person, every time, these companies or these organizations or these services, when people fall in love with their services, it's usually because of a specific person that is the face of the company or the person that they want to be dealing with. Like, imagine if you start a company and you're offering consulting services or advertising services to a specific industry or to specific people regarding a special pain that they need solving, right? And you start this company, and first you're small, but then you keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Let's say, for example, in the chat, like Tree of Knowledge or Amakai, right? In the chat, you start a company, and at first you're small, and then eventually get bigger and bigger, and you become very successful. Eventually, you become so successful that you realize, as the person who started all of this, it doesn't make sense for you to be handling your customers anymore. That you need to bring in new people, you need to train them, you need to show them how you do it. You need to go and focus on something else that moves the company forward. Your time needs to be focused on something else. And dealing with the customers themselves, you need to hire other people who are your representatives, that you have trained, that you telling your customers, trust me, you like me, well, I train these people, they know what they're doing, they're amazing. And you need to transfer that trust in some way. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be there for them anymore, because the company has grown too big for you to be able to deal with every single individual. And dealing with the individuals, you can created that brand. You are the brand. And again, this is where we're heading. The brand are the people. When it comes to new companies that start as solopreneurs, the brand of the company is the person who started it. But eventually the company is going to grow so much that there's going to be a gap between the person who started the company and the people who want the service. The person that they loved is now unaccessible. He or she is too big. It's too hard to get a hold of him or her. I'm dealing with the people who she said that I could trust because they're just as good. But they're not. But it doesn't matter that they're just as good, because most of these services can be done with stuff that I could have done myself anyways. The reason why we're using these other services and companies usually, or I could have hired somebody to do that, is because I want you. I want you to talk to me about it. You are the person that I want you to be involved. It's your personal touch. If it's you on the phone that I want, not this guy that you have hired. But again, that guy's brand is so powerful that many people will pay even to just be talked to by the people that he said that he trusts, he or she said his trust. But the thing, this is your in. What what does this mean? This means that you will tell the people in this industry, in this customer, in this service. So, for example, let's say that you want to do business consulting, right? Or you want to do consulting on how to lose weight, or consulting on how to, quit cigarettes, or consulting on advising somebody on their diet, right? Or how to use a specific software, anything, right? Are there people better and bigger than you? Yes. People bigger and better than you, people with much more powerful brand recognition, with much higher following. But here's what you have that they will not be able to offer. You have studied them, you have followed them, you have mastered their craft, you know exactly what they're doing, you can offer the same thing, but you will be on the call with them. Like when you make the content, when you start building a bit of a following, even if it's small, the person that they're saying, the face of the person that they're seeing on YouTube or on TikTok or on Instagram or on Twitter, wherever you're posting these videos, okay, when they want to get in, you're a one person company, you're a one person business. When they pick up the phone or they email you, okay, they're not going to get a representative. They're going to get the person who's on the video. Imagine all the other big platforms who are offering services, and the main person that people are following their YouTube channel because they love the content, and then eventually they follow the lead generation path in their description or whatever, and they get put into a funnel, and eventually somebody will call them trying to sell them the services. They're not going to get the person unless they pay a lot of money. They're not going to get the person who they enjoyed listening to when they were watching the YouTube video. They're going to get someone else unless they pay so much money. But when they come to your YouTube channel and they listen to you talk, eventually when you tell them that you're available for hire, when they contact you, they're going to get you on the call. They're going to get you messaging them on WhatsApp or Telegram or whatever. And you need to make sure that that is your selling point. Oh yeah, Jack is saying makes sense. A gaming channel recently released their own video game, and I am interested just because it's made by them. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, gaming channels are they're providing a product, right? So that's way ahead of where we're trying to get. We're trying to start with stuff that doesn't cost us much money. We're trying to offer services that either cost us zero or cost us only a little bit, because our audience in this channel are people who are just trying to get their foot in. to start selling and make some money, right? And these are low cost ways to get started. So for most people, if they want to do a low cost way to get started making money, they have to do something that is a service. You need to enter the service based industry. And usually, service based is either an agency, like a marketing agency, or it's consulting, or is software as a service. So yeah, we could talk about that later as well, because a lot of people think that to get into that business, you need to actually be coding and making your own software. You don't need to actually, especially with AI now, you could enter into a software as a service based industry without actually knowing how to code. Those are much later videos that we're going to be making. But we're entering a service based industry, and you are going to be basically selling your expertise. And again, if you don't have any expertise, I have already made some shows regarding how to get those expertise and how to start even without having those expertise. But if you're starting small and you keep making video after video after video, and your YouTube channel is not growing fast, and you think like, wait, I can't sell with this. I can't sell with this. And if you're waiting to get, for example, to 1,000 subscribers before you start selling, you don't need 1,000 subscribers to start selling. You could start selling with 100 subscribers or 200 subscribers. And I will actually show you later exactly how you could start collecting money. Maybe I should make my next live stream regarding that, right? But when you start making content, even with a small audience, you need to sell the point that look, don't run away from being small. Make that your marketing tactic. Tell people, look, I am so small. That means two things. That means, first of all, I will be available for you because obviously I don't have as many clients as they have. And second of all, you are so important to me as my client. Because if you go with them, with those people who are more famous, with the bigger companies with a much longer client list, if they lose you, they wouldn't even notice you, that you're so unimportant to them. It wouldn't make much of a difference if they lose you. But if you become my client, you become my only client or one of my 3 clients. I have 2 other clients, you become the third one, or you become my first and only client. Imagine the level of dedication that you're going to get from me. If I lose you, that's half of my clients gone. Or if I lose you, that's all of my clients gone. I cannot afford to lose you. I know what they're doing. I've studied them. I know exactly what they offer. And I could see on my videos that I know what I'm talking about. Right? I will do everything. I will be more eager to please you than them, because keeping you as my client is the difference between me being able to pay rent or not. Okay, so because I cannot afford to lose you, imagine the level of dedication that I will have to you. Okay, so look at how small I am and know that makes me a better person to hire, not a worse one. I hope you understand what I just told you. That's one very powerful point that you need to use, because a lot of people try to keep acting like that they're bigger than they are, and they're ashamed and they're shy about how small they are. But you need to actually lead with that. And here's how you could use AI to help with this, right? So whether you have a YouTube channel, Instagram, I don't know, TikTok, within your bio and within the videos, and when you start talking to potential clients, you need to know exactly what to say to actually put this as your strength. Like you need to bring attention to how small you are and what that means for your clients and why that makes you better than the other people, right? So explain to AI, write down in Google Doc what your business is, mention that you're small, mention that everything I told you, you want to market that as your strength because you're small, and then ask ChatGPT, for example, to what should I put in my YouTube bio to demonstrate that as a strength? What should I put in my Instagram bio to demonstrate as a strength? Demonstrate that as a strength. How do I sneak that in my videos when I'm making 1 minute videos to post on Reels on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok? And by the way, when you make these 1 minute videos, just put them everywhere. Don't just put them on YouTube Shorts, put them everywhere, right? And then say, how can I squeeze that in some of my videos to bring attention to that I'm available for hire, and that I will probably be doing a better job, definitely be doing a better job compared to other customers because I'm small and I would be focusing all my attention on you. And I would be valuing you more. So that's one advantage. Yeah. So you're saying, you have a good point. I have many good points. Every point that I give you are amazing points. I'm going to spend more time with you. I'm going to spend more time with you on calls. I'm going to spend more time preparing for your calls. I'm going to spend more time after our calls working on. Here's another thing you have to understand. You could become very, very, very wealthy if you get to the point that you have not 1,000, not 1,000,000, but 100 dedicated customers, which will take a long time to get to. But just think about how low that number is, because a lot of people are trying to get on YouTube and get millions of subscribers or hundreds of thousands of subscribers and views and comments. But you need to focus, because if you chase that, you're going to make content that is so broad that might actually move you away into becoming niche enough to find that 100 dedicated customers, the 100 dedicated clients. If you eventually get to a point where you have 100 dedicated clients, you have made it, especially if you go for high ticket items. So let's go to the next advantage. That was the first one. Let's go to the next advantage that you have as a solopreneur. Solopreneur is an entrepreneur with a business of one person, right? That bigger businesses do not have, right? Let me actually tell you how this works. As soon as you start growing, you start standardizing things. You start noticing other companies when they grow, they standardize things. They will have templates. They will have a method in which they do things that has worked for them, and they will try to stick with it. Why they try to stick with it? Even if they notice that there's another way that might work better, they don't change their direction. Every time a company tries to change the way that they do what they do, they get a hit in productivity, even if that method is better, because they're getting off the path that they were on. So they only are willing to change direction when the gain from that change is so much more significant than just marginal gains. That's why they're not flexible. It makes sense for them to not be flexible, because just changing things always has a huge cost, and that huge cost sometimes they outweigh the benefit from that better methodology or that better service or that improvement that they could have made. But you don't have those standards. You don't have, because once the ball starts rolling, you just want to keep going with it because it's just producing money. But you haven't gotten started. You don't have those standards. You don't have that cost to pay from changing your direction, making improvements, making adjustments. So you will be able to become much more flexible than those companies and constantly listening to the feedback of the people that you're working with or people who want your help, and change accordingly. You could actually discover what you offer. But many times when you start this business, what you end up offering as a service is going to be different from what you thought you're going to be offering, because you're going to get constant feedback from the people that you're working with or the people who are considering you as an option, and you're going to keep changing what you do based on what they're telling you. And that level of flexibility is not available to bigger companies or bigger brands or bigger people, because they have a whole team. This is how they do it. This is what the structure is, and they have to follow it. And this is what you do. This is how you use AI to help you with this. You When you start building any following, you start communicating with your followers. If it's on Instagram, you start messaging them. You tell them like, hey, what issues are you dealing with? How can I help you? You start helping people for free, maybe, just so that you could get some feedback, just so that you could get an understanding, what can I do for people, right? And then you get their feedback, preferably in writing, until AI actually manages to turn every voice message into a transcript. I mean, it can right now, but it needs to be seamless. It needs to be like really fast. But if you're messaging them and asking them what they want, how they could help you, how you could help them, just screenshot those and send it to ChatGPT to tell ChatGPT that this is what I'm offering, this is my business, this is what the service that I'm trying to provide. This is the feedback that I'm getting. Either feedback before you start providing them a service, or after you provide them the service, they give you feedback on what you have done. And just ask ChatGPT, I've done it before like this. This is what this guy is telling me. What should I do? Give me some suggestions, and start reading that. And then if that ChatGPT tells you certain things that you cannot do, or you think it's a bad idea, just keep talking to it, telling it what it's wrong. And again, remember, always open the reasoning model right now. Like, for example, in ChatGPT, use O3. Don't use 4.0. Use 4E. If you're using the free version, turn on that light bulb thingy, I think. That turns on the reasoning for the free model. Keep having a conversation with it, and then ask it to come up with a standard way to offer what they want. Ask it, what is the best way for me to do what they're asking. And every time, if you have a client that you work for them for a little bit, and now they're deciding to leave, they don't want to work with you, here's another thing you could do. You could tell them that, okay, before you leave, can I offer you another hour of consulting or service or whatever for free before, okay, with the condition of you telling me what could I have done better for me to keep you. Like, if you give me that feedback, I will do this for you for free, right? And then just get on the call with them, get the feedback for them, or get some feedback from them on your messenger, so that you could screenshot it and send it to ChatGPT. And then first get the feedback, right? And then once you get the feedback, get ChatGPT to tell you how you could provide that service better to them. Get some ideas based on their feedback. And on the free time that you're offering them, or the free service that you're offering them for that feedback, just do the things that they told you that you could have done better to keep them. And then either you will keep them because now they see, okay, you made those improvements, or they would leave either, but you managed to get so much better information before they left, so that you could do better with your next clients. Guys, everything I'm telling you is pure gold. I hope you understand that. This is how to succeed. I hope you guys appreciate this. Regarding keeping customers, that's actually a very important point that I need to make. Oh, so let me actually respond to Mohsen here. Mohsen saying, Armin, finding followers is very difficult. It's not like it used to be. It takes a long time for a channel to make money. Okay, Mohsen, we're not trying to get your channel to make money. If you post every day, if you go and make videos and post every day, post 1 minute videos, preferably 3 1 minute videos on YouTube Shorts, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and just make the video and post it everywhere on all of them. Then you will get enough followers so that you are able to sell. The algorithm is good. The algorithm on these platforms are good to eventually, when you have a lot of videos, eventually when you get to the point where you have hundreds of videos on your channel, on your account, you have given the algorithm enough information to find you specific people to follow you. And I'm not talking about gaining enough followers to make good money from the platform itself. I'm talking about getting enough followers so for you to be able to sell to your followers and making money from selling to your followers. I will go into more specifics in future streams regarding how to do that. There is no more effective way of marketing right now unless you want to do paid ads. Like the algorithm is becoming on these platforms has become so smart that it's the most reliable free way of getting connected to the people who might potentially buy from you. Just going out it's basically like handing out pamphlets, but pamphlets that are magically going around and flying around and trying to find the people who might buy from you. That's what it is. The reason why you keep thinking that you're not going to find enough followers is because you're trying to get enough followers that the YouTube AdSense money becomes significant. That's not what we're doing here. That's not what we're doing at all. If you post every day until you have hundreds of videos on your channels, you will get enough followers for you to be able to have enough customers to make a good living out of it. Another point regarding keeping customers is that it's easier for smaller businesses to keep their customers because they are so desperate to keep them and they will make everything tailored to them. Then keeping customers is going to be easier for them. And remember, finding customers are the hard part. Keeping customers that you have already is much less time incentive and much less costly than finding new customers. So when you get started, you need to focus on keeping the few customers that you eventually will get, the few clients that you will eventually get, rather than scaling up. Remember, bigger companies are spending so much money on ads and they're gaining a lot of customers, but they're also losing a lot of customers fast. But your advantage is that you could make a lot of content so that you could gain customers, but then you could be flexible and tailored enough and dedicated enough that you keep the customers and don't have the associated costs with regards to people coming and leaving. Those other companies, because they're spending so much money and the people coming in, they could afford losing people as well. But then you don't have to spend so much money and resources and time bringing new customers because you have a higher retention rate. You have a higher rate of keeping the people that you've already gotten. Remember, the cost of once you have your few clients, you need to spend more time making sure that they stay rather than spending time bringing in new clients. And given that, then you don't really have to worry about at that point that your channel is small because you have 3 clients and now your entire focus is most of your focus is on keeping the clients that you have. So your channel being small for a very long time is not that big of an issue because you're not looking for more clients anyways. you're more focused on just keeping these ones happy. So Mohsen is asking, so we have to play with the algorithms that have traffic to increase traffic? You don't have to play with the algorithm. You just need to make sure that it's very clear what the content is about, and the algorithm will do its magic. And the good thing is that the algorithm is getting, as AI gets better, the algorithms on these platforms are getting better and better and better, which means that they will find better and better ways to connect you to the people that you're trying to be connected to for free. Like, people, when people pay so much money doing ads, they're spending not only money on ads, they're also paying money to ad experts trying to figure out exactly how to design, how to target the ad to get the people that are most likely to buy from you. So they're paying for the ad, and they're paying to people to figure out how to target the ad to the people that are more likely to buy from you. But organic, just content, instead of paid ads, just content, is the algorithms on all of these platforms are becoming so intelligent that that algorithm is going to do that better than humans designing paid ads. And it's going to get even more like that. And that's why content is king. Content is winning over paid ads. And people who actually do paid ads, and I will tell you, you need to eventually do that as well when you have so many, is because they have exhausted everything they could have done with content creation. And that's when they will go and use paid ads. And even when you do paid ads, you do paid ads not to bring in new viewers to your channel. You do paid ads to convert the people who consume your content already into paid customers. And you do that when you are big enough that you cannot actually reach the people that are following you, one by one. Instead, you put a system, you create a funnel, and then you use paid ads to get them into that funnel. But until you don't worry about paid ads. Oh, Samir is saying, if you are interested to learn about AI, please DM me. Oh, that's good, Samir. How do we DM you? Can you DM people on YouTube? I don't even know how you could DM people. Go to channel. Yeah, Tree of Knowledge saying, Armin, actually, these days, a lot of people go for newbies just because it's cheaper. Exactly. You're right. It's always a bit of a gamble. The rest is just excuses. Yep, exactly. Samir, Samir saying, I was just kidding too. Okay, but that's actually a good way to do it. The problem is, this is why you need to be on Instagram and other places right now, because on YouTube you cannot DM people. You need to tell people to give you their contact, or you need to tell people on your shows how to contact you. Before you have a sales funnel, you could just keep giving your people your email. For example, that's my email for people to reach to me, right? But eventually, once you have too many clients coming in, you need to create a system that captures them into a funnel. We could talk about that later. Oh, Samir's a website developer. Okay, Samir, if you're a website developer, obviously creating content and advertising your services is, you're the right person. You're the best person for something like this. Oh, Arman is here. Hi, Arman. Okay, Mohsen says now you understand. That's good. Mohsen understands what we now understands what we're trying to do here. Samir, you're a website developer. Do you do content marketing to bring people? Are you trying to create? Do you have, or are you trying to create your own business around being a website developer? And if so, are you planning on making content to attract people? Because being a website developer is the best, guys. A lot of the jobs that people think that AI is threatening and AI is going to replace them are the exact type of jobs that are actually the best right now for you to take advantage. For you, they are the best actually in the age of AI. You're in the best situation to take advantage of the rise of AI, because a lot of people think like, oh, I give this service and now AI is going to do it, instead of thinking, well, with AI I could now provide the service to, if I could provide the service to 2 people, now I could provide it to 200 people because of AI. And now I used to be somebody who was just offering services to 1 or 2 people. I could actually turn this into a major business that is constantly growing. And the more AI grows, the more clients I could cover. Oh, Ahura is saying, love you, Armin. Keep up the great content. Well, thank you. Oh, Samir saying, I just started. I'm a big noob in marketing. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, Samir, contact me as well. Here's my email. Like, let me see what if I could do anything for you. Okay, email me. Okay, Samir, email me. Let me see. Let's see if I could help you with coming up with ideas on how to get started with marketing and other things. Oh, Jackie's saying, I have YouTube, X, Blue Sky, Instagram. Samir, wait, before I read that, Samir, can you confirm if you're going to message me or not? Because I want to see if I could help people directly. Jake's saying, I have YouTube, X, Blue Sky, Instagram. I don't have TikTok due to ethical concerns. Okay, that's fine. What do you think about using TikTok? Is it ethical to use it? Well, what I do is that I use Opus Clips. It just pushes it to TikTok. What is your ethical concerns? I mean, you don't have to have it on your phone. There are software that just when you make short videos, it just pushes it to the platform without actually having it on your phone. I mean, if your ethical concern is that TikTok is poisonous, well, your content could make it less poisonous. Oh, Samir said confirm. Yes, yes. Okay, good. I'm gonna get an email from Samir and also Life's practitioner in the chat. Okay, good. We got 2 people here that are gonna email me. That's good. Also, Jack, I don't when you say that you have these, so are you considering offering any services or starting a business using these platforms? Like, if you're interested, like, tell me what are you what area are you thinking? Like, I'm actually curious, if you don't mind sharing. Jack's saying the concern is that it pays tax money to CCP, which oppresses Uyghurs in Xinjiang and threatens Taiwan. I mean, based on that, you cannot live, because I mean, the phones that we're using, the companies had to probably pay a lot of Chinese companies for their rare metals that are used. A lot of the almost every chip and every single computer chip that we use uses some rare minerals that uh, that China is responsible for. I mean, a lot of our devices were made in China. I mean, that's not, instead of thinking, so here's the way I like to think about it ethically, right? Everything you do, I could connect it somehow to something that is causing harm, right? And if I wanted to think about that, then I cannot even move. I cannot breathe. I cannot get out of my house. I need to shut down my computer. I need to go live in a cave. And that probably living in a cave probably is going to help someone evil somewhere, right? So instead of just thinking about connecting these dots like that together, I just use whatever tools I need to be able to serve people, right? And when I serve people, the service that I'm doing to people will outweigh the harms that the tools that I'm using will cause. Because other than that, the only way is to just not do anything at all. Everything you do is somehow connected to something evil. Just make sure you use whatever tools you can to provide some good to increase the good in this world, and that will then the net result will be positive. Does that make sense? Mohsen, I don't understand that comment that you're making. But let me know, Jack, if that makes sense. All right. Another point, another good thing about being small and not having any followers or very few followers is that you have very little to lose from trying. Meaning that, let's say you start towards the path, you have 0 followers, you have very few followers, you're trying to provide a business. This is what you're trying to create a business, you're trying to provide a service. It doesn't work out. What did you lose? You didn't have anything to lose. The downside is very low. You could then try something else. Again, remember, everything I'm telling you doesn't cost any money, doesn't cost land, it doesn't cost any capital. It does cost you some time, but that is time not wasted. So you think like, well, Armin, I lost some time. You didn't. Even if your business failed, you learned video creation process, you learn some editing, you learn how to use some tools. So now that you go try something else, you take that with you. So that time spent is not time wasted. You learn how to create content, you learn how to edit, you became a little bit more, fluent in it. It became more of a habit. But for all these other businesses, when they want to try different things, there's so much that they could lose by trying something wrong, by doing a mistake. If you make mistakes, you don't have much to lose for your mistakes. You're only learning. And because the downside is very small, then you could do trial and error more than other people who have already grown and they have something to lose. Jackie's saying it makes sense, but partially. But in TikTok's case, there are easy alternatives. I mean, sure. I mean, it's your choice, but do those alternatives have the same number of people there? You need to go where people are, obviously, right? So just go where people are. And even if you are alternatives, why not add TikTok to it? I mean, here's the thing. You could say that your content will get people off of TikTok, maybe, right? Because for example, my content is trying to get people to focus more on building a business rather than doom scrolling on social media, right? So if I'm on TikTok, if somebody starts listening to me, I might actually get them to stop consuming TikTok as much. Zal is saying the worst decision is indecision. True. Mohsen saying, Armin, if we don't get good feedback from the content we produce, we need to completely change the content. No, you just need to continue until you get some feedback. Like, what do you mean? Like, if you're not getting any good feedback, it's because you don't have enough volume of content out there. Jack is saying that's one way to look at it. Yeah, it's the correct way to look at it. Because what are you doing? Like, you're going out there solving people's solutions. Why are people just wasting their time on TikTok? Right? Because they have problems in their lives that they're refusing to face. It's basically the same as gambling. It's the same as, corn. Again, I'm trying to, what I'm trying to say, because I don't want YouTube to flag this. Is the same as so many other things that people try to do to distract themselves from the pains that they're facing in their lives, for the goals that they have that they're not moving towards for the problems that they have that they don't want to face. These are just numbing effects. These are the things that are supposed to numb them from experiencing that, right? So if you're there trying to solve people's problems, you probably could get to a position where they don't need the social media fix, right? Yes, instant now saying instant gratification. Yeah, because they cannot deal with delayed gratification, because delayed gratification is what you need to solve your life problems. And social media and corn and I don't know, many other things, and gambling and many other things, and cigarettes and food addiction, many of these things are basically comes down to you wanting to quick fixes, you want quick fixes, you want instant gratification, because achieving your actual goals requires delayed gratification. And your services involve providing people with the way, with the motivation and the ambition and the path to go for the delayed gratification. Oh, Samir saying, I have some great ideas which I like to discuss. If you are open for a Google Meet or a Zoom call, that will be great. I'll wait till you turn your lives turn your live ends. If you can spare some time for me. Okay, yeah, but I will do this for you, Samir, but I won't do it right after this stream. Okay, I will just review your email and we will schedule a time. But I will do this for you. Okay, for you, Samir, I will do this. Okay, great. This was I think this was really good. Anybody who didn't see the entire thing, please go watch it, because I just dropped some really good advice here. So I hope you guys appreciate what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do for you guys here. I hope some people will benefit from this, and I hope some people will make something out of this. Oh, Samir saying thank you so much. Well, you're welcome, Samir. I'm really hoping that I could help some people out here. And yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm saying I do. Thank you. Okay, fantastic. All right, guys. I'm gonna head out. Please like the stream. Please subscribe. Please hit the bell notification. Even if you don't use the content of this channel, I'm pretty sure there are some people in your life that could benefit from this. If you think of people that are trying to make something of their life and they are stuck and they don't know what direction to go, this is the channel for them. So please recommend this channel, because I am genuinely trying to help more people find their path and achieve their goals, right? So please send this channel to more people, and hopefully we could bring a community, bigger communities here. Build. Amikai saying, great stream. Bye, guys. Well, thank you, Amikai. I'm glad that you always appreciate that. And Jack, also, you should email me as well if you have some ideas that you were trying to work with. I would be happy to help as well if I can. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. Thank you for being here. Like the stream, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you tomorrow again, same time. Okay, same time that we started the stream, same time I will start tomorrow. All right, bye. Oh, okay, okay, Jack, sounds good.